Hey YouTube, Maxi 2021 here, coming at you with another manga discussion video. This time I'm going to be talking about the manga adaptation of Magi or Magia Record, the mobile games, the spin-off mobile slash gotcha game for the Madoka Magica series. And the main thing I want to talk about is whether or not anybody can just jump into this without any prior knowledge to the series in question, whether it's like any of the other spin-offs or adaptations or the original work or so on and so forth. So like yeah, whether or not somebody can just jump into this blind or if it's geared more towards people that are already familiar with Madoka Magica. And yeah, that's the main thing I want to talk about. As far as the manga is concerned, it started back in 2018, about a year after the game launched in Japan in 2017, but a year before the English server launched in 2019, and coincidentally, Volume 1's English release was December 31st, 2019. This was also the last thing of manga that I bought for the decade. But, yeah, Volume 2 is not coming out until August for whatever reason. I don't know why Yen Press is waiting a little over half a year to put out the next volume, while for the Japanese volumes, Volume 3 just released in February of this year. It's also in a monthly, serialized in a monthly magazine, so it's going to take a bit for more volumes to release, but for now, we just got Volume 1 in English. So, before I say anything else, I guess I should discuss the plot. Um, Best way I can describe it is there's this girl named Aroha Tamaki, who's the main character of the game. You could consider her an XP of Madoka, considering they both have like pink as their main color for their color scheme or whatever. And both of them fighting with bow and arrow. Though technically Aroha uses a crossbow, but setting that aside, she goes to this place called Kamihama City to look for this little QB thing that's like a little chibi version of Cube. Uh, I probably shouldn't be explaining this in a way that sounds like I'm just telling it to people that are already familiar with Madoka Magica, but just bear with me. But anyways, she goes to Kamihama City in order to look for this little cube that she saw one time, because she has a feeling or a hunch that it might lead to something that she's forgetting about. And after she comes in contact with it, this is a bit of a minor spoiler since it's at the beginning of the story for both the game and in the middle of Volume 1 of the manga adaptation. I don't know about the anime adaptation, I haven't watched it yet, but After she finds the little cubed and comes in contact with it, she regains memory about a sister that she supposedly has. And as far as like the first part of the main story for the game goes, Iroha's goal is to find out what happened to her sister, since she's the only one that remembers her sister Ui. And that's the basic plot, or like as far as like what Iroha is trying to attempt to accomplish. Ooh, excuse me. Uh, as far as this volume goes, it only covers all of the first chapter of the main story from the game and about half of chapter 2. And yeah, that's about it for the story content of the volume. Uh, as far as whether or not anybody can just jump into this blind, I'd say maybe. Like, personally, I would still recommend watching the original anime. It's really good. And, or maybe just like even reading the manga adaptation of it if you don't have access to Netflix or whatever other streaming services they have the anime on. But like as far as just the manga adaptation goes, uh, I'd say maybe the game itself is a better jumping on point, since this is adapting the story for the game or whatever. There was like one point early on where I noticed one of the other main characters from the story and one of the side characters showing up in a page early on. Yeah, specifically on this page. But they do kind of have a bit of a spoiler for the end of the original anime on one of the first pages. Like, if you've never watched the anime, you're probably not gonna know what I'm talking about. But disregarding that, ugh, yeah, I think it might depend on the person in question. But personally, I would just recommend playing the game instead, since this only has like a new chapter coming out every month as far as like the Japanese release schedule goes. Oh, I keep on yawning. But I think it just depends. As far as Volume 1 itself goes, I definitely like the art. I think the art's pretty good. It fits. It's not my favorite art for like anything manga related as far as Madoka Magica goes. But yeah, the art's pretty good. Uh, I really can't think of much to say besides that and the story or something. I'm not sure exactly how much Volume 2 and 3 cover, or how far along with the main story from the game that the manga adaptation is at, but uh, yeah, honestly, I would say just wait on getting this. Like, if you want to experience the story itself, you're probably better off just playing the game since that's almost done with. As far as the English server goes, it's almost done with the main story for the first part of the main story, since they've been putting out content at a ridiculously fast pace. But I'm honestly surprised that the artist for this manga, Fujino Fuji, hasn't done any guest art for the game, since they have like different guest artists do character designs and just other illustrations and stuff. Uh, ooh, yeah, I think it's all right. It's not the best manga related thing for Madoka. I don't know how the anime adaptation is since I haven't watched it yet. As far as I'm aware, from what I've heard and seen of screenshots, it only covers the first 5 chapters of the main story, with side characters from the game showing up here and there for like very small cameos. So, yeah, that's cool. Uh, yeah, I'd say this isn't the best starting point, considering it's a spin off, and I guess they kind of expect you to already be aware of stuff, or like mainly the big reveals from the original work. Uh, One thing I do like about this is just like a minor thing, but in the game, whenever they show an NPC in a cutscene, they don't show all of their details. Like, if it's not one of the playable characters or one of the Magukas that you can roll for on the different banners and stuff, the NPC characters are going to be mostly silhouettes, and like on these first pages, you can see the details, or you can see what Iroha's parents look like. But in the game, they mostly look like this, where it's like no details on the face or whatever. And I don't know why, it just really bothers me, especially when like a character that has a detail from another work in the series or whatever shows up with no details, and they're just like a silhouette that's just like one color or something. Uh, I probably shouldn't be recording this while I'm tired, but I figured I might as well crank out a video while I got some downtime. But yeah, like the art's good. I think it's all right for an adaptation. I still think the game is um, a good enough way to experience the story. Like, you don't necessarily have to get like all the best characters in the game in order to get through the main story, but it definitely helps. Uh, yeah, I'd say only pick this up if you're already familiar with Magi, or like if you already played or whatever. Especially considering that with the chapters being released on a monthly schedule, it's going to take longer for volumes 2 get released, especially considering how volume 2 is not coming out in English until August of this year. I don't know why Yen Press decided to wait that long, but yeah, maybe when more volumes come out, I might do another video on this, or just delete this one and do a different video altogether. I don't know. Yeah, I honestly can't think of anything else to say about Volume 1. It's decent. Yeah, I don't know. I really can't think of anything else to say. So, yeah, thanks for watching. I wasn't really trying with this video. Maybe I'll try harder in the next video.